So, I don't know if anyone has ever tried to understand the way life has decreased here in the United States, life expectancy. Expectancy is a big deal, a huge deal. And the fact that we had so many lockdowns, it killed a lot of people. It sent so many people into poverty. We lost 40% of businesses. 42% of black owned businesses were closed. More than 300 million people were plunged into poverty. There was so much going on. And, we have programs like Foursquare and Meals on Wheels and Five and whatever it is, 5 Square, 7 Square, 6, whatever it is. And, so many people are food insecure. 78% of people are live in paycheck to paycheck. 40% of the American people cannot afford a $400 emergency or a $400 emergency surprise. So, for some reason, Dr. Fauci and so many others decided that locking down the American people was a really brilliant idea. And they said, it's going to help us. We're going to stay inside and not go outside. And if you go outside, you need to wear your mask. And it's going to eradicate the pandemic. When even people who were locked inside were still getting COVID. How is it that if you were staying inside, you were still getting COVID? You were still dying from COVID. And then they said that the young were dying from COVID. Like, oh my God, there's 20,000 young people in the streets. Holy crap, they're all dead. They're dying. When the average age is in their 80s. Why? Because their immune systems are so shot. They've lived their lives. So it's all gone. So I'm going to continue reading from Robert Kennedy's book because I want people to know the real Anthony Fauci. So let me read. So here's this. Anthony Fauci seems to have not considered that his unprecedented quarantine of the healthy would kill far more than COVID, obliterate the global economy, plunge millions into poverty and bankruptcy, and grievously wound constitutional democracy globally. They took away our rights. They took away our free speech. They did all of that. We have no way of knowing how many people died of isolation, unemployment, deferred medical care, depression, mental illness, obesity, stress, overdoses, suicide, addiction, alcoholism, and the accidents that so often accompany despair. We cannot dismiss the accusations that his lockdowns proved more deadly than the contagion. Yeah, I mean, people were dying from overdoses because, look, people are going to do drugs. People are going to take more medicine than they should. People are suicidal. People's mental health was affected. You can't socialize with your friends. You're going to be stuck inside. No going out. If you take runs in the park, who cares? F you. You cannot take runs in the park. If you go through child abuse at home, if your spouse beats you, guess what? That's okay now. If all you do is drink when you're at home, but in the office you have to be sober, and all you do is drink, guess what? You're going to become an alcoholic, or you're going to suffer from alcoholism. You cannot exercise in your house. Most people can't afford a 10-bedroom house, a 6-bedroom house, let alone a 2-bedroom apartment, because our rent is going up, inflation's going up, everything, cost of living is just going up, our healthcare. So yeah, you're going to die from obesity too. More people are dying from this than I'm trying to code myself so YouTube doesn't take me down. A June 24th, going back on the book, a June 24, 2021 BMJ study showed that U.S. life expectancy decreased by 1.9 years during the quarantine. Since COVID mortalities were mainly among the elderly and the average age of death from COVID was in the UK was 82.4, which was above the average lifespan. The virus could not by itself cause the astonishing decline. So not just COVID, because when COVID hit, you died mainly. It was the lack of food, the lack of nutrition, the malnourishment of our society, the overdoses, the alcoholism, the lockdowns caused this. So you're dying more, and all these lockdowns caused our life expectancy in the U.S. to be less than all the other countries, and we're going to see this. Kennedy continues, as we shall see, Hispanic and Black Americans often shoulder the highest burden of Dr. Fauci's public health adventures. I wonder, Democrats claim to be all about Hispanics. Fauci says he's here to support every American. But Hispanics and blacks or African Americans are taking the hit more? In this respect, his COVID-19 countermeasures proved no exception. Between 2018 and 2020, the average Hispanic American lost around 3.9 years in longevity. But wait, while the average lifespan of a Black American dropped by 3.25 years. Oh, Jesus Christ. So you were Hispanic, you lost how many was it? So they lost 3.9 years. But if you're Black, you lose 3.25 years, as the book says here. Gee, I wonder why you lose that. Gee, I don't know. I mean, if anyone could tell me why our population, are losing so much, that would be great. Now, it says, this culling was unique to America. Between 2018 and 2020, the 1.9-year decline in average life expectancy at birth in the U.S. was roughly 8.5 times the average decrease in 16 comparable countries, all of which were measured in months, not years. So what he's saying there is, because of our lockdowns, because we didn't give you healthcare during the pandemic, and a third of the COVID deaths, about 200,000 or about a fourth now, are due to the fact that people didn't have healthcare. So we didn't give you Medicare for all. We also didn't give you a basic income of $1,000 a month at least. We gave you a crummy ass little $1,200 check. Then we gave you $600 later on, when it was too late. And then, in March we gave you $1,400 when it should have been $2,000. That's what Joe Biden said. And yet you have never received another check. Other countries gave you higher wages. Other countries said, okay, fine, we'll lock you down, but we're still going to pay you your wages that as long as you're on a company's payroll still. They help those companies. None of that was done here in this country. They just locked you down with no food security. They didn't give you any sustainable monthly income. They didn't keep paying your wages. They didn't give you any health care. They didn't raise your wages, and yet we get 50 million people on the unemployment chart. Gee. So all of that comes together, and it throws our lifespan off by 1.9 years. The average Hispanic losing 3.9 years. The average African-American person losing 3.25 years. So tell me, how is Dr. Fauci helping you? He's not. All those people who died needlessly. Mind you, he was doing gain-of-function research, and that killed a bunch of people too. So Fauci's COVID lockdowns caused drop in U.S. life expectancy. That's what this video is going to be called, because it's true. And if you are someone who denies that, who says, oh, no, you're wrong, Jason, you're wrong, you're just a conspiracy theorist, shut up, sit down and learn something. Because Dr. Fauci is not a hero. Dr. Fauci is our enemy. You need to know that. Just look at all the people he killed.